Did you have a great weekend? I certainly hope that you did. And in case you are a married person, I hope you and your spouse found time to get close to each other and to apologize to each other for any wrongs that you may have done to the other. Why do I say this? Because too many marriages are falling apart and are falling apart in the most violent way possible. And this is leading to lots of heinous things. You know, Olive, on Friday we talked about a marriage in which one gentleman and his mistress conspired to murder the wife.
Yes.
Because for some reason having to do with, who even knows?
Who even knows, really?
Just hatred and bitterness, and so he decided to terminate her life. But the doctor who he had hired to do the job turned them in and sold them out. And now there's another case, which is equally, if not more, heinous. Perhaps they're on the same level. You'll be the judge. Police has cleared a one Dr. Igeme Katagwa, who was accused by his wife of being a homosexual and also molesting their two children. Can you imagine? Now, according to the police, the Director of Public Prosecution dropped the case files in which Sarah Nalwoga Igeme accused her husband, Dr. Igeme Katagwa, of aggravated defilement and sodomy of their two children, a boy aged 15 and a girl aged 13, because they were maliciously fabricated, this meaning the allegations. So it's come to a point where a spouse who has bitter feelings towards the other will fabricate such a heinous allegation, which has the potential, first of all, it will ruin the man's reputation just by making the accusation. And secondly, as a matter of criminality, the offense attracts a heavy penalty.
That's true.
So it could have been life in prison. If not, I think it's death sentence, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it was later revealed that there was no basis for these accusations. So what does that say about this lady who would be happy to fabricate these things about her husband?
That she's a psycho, that she's evil. Obviously, I was having this conversation earlier with some people and they were like, but Olive, there is always a catalyst. There is always a reason why people, turn into this. And like I said on Friday, I was like, okay, if you are really done with the relationship, must you take the person down? Must you kill them or ruin them? Because in this case, it looks like the lady is set to ruin the man's image. He's a lecturer at Makerere University. So she's trying to make him look bad. Maybe he falls out with his bosses. He gets fired. He loses the brand that he has created for so many years. All because what? Someone just wants to get, I don't know if there is property or anything, but she is so hell-bent on making him look bad because according to Fred Enanga, the police spokesperson, this is the third time this has come to the fore.
From this same woman?
Yes, there has been an audio making rounds where she is accusing the man of molesting their children. And Enanga says that the matter first came up in 2021. They did an investigation. They went as far as having the children checked by medical doctors from Mulago National Referral Hospital.
Really?
And they found the girl to be a virgin. And when they checked her anal area, there wasn't anything to prove that she had been sodomized, and the boy too.
I would imagine that the children testified to this. I mean, did they say that the dad didn't do this, or were they coached by the mom to echo those allegations? So the
children were actually given a counselor who had a one-on-one with them and tried to talk to them. And the counselor said that the children said that they were not physically abused by either mother or father, but that there were signs of psychological abuse. From who? The mother.
As expected. We have come to the point where we must acknowledge that, women, not all women are made of sugar and spice and everything.
I agree.
Nice. Women are human beings and they have just as much potential to be wonderful as well as be evil.
Exactly.
Okay, so let us never assume in every dispute that the man must be wrong or the man must be evil, or to not consider the possibility that a woman might fabricate a terrible allegation against an innocent man. And to accuse the husband of this, does she not think of what it will do to the children?
Of course, she's not thinking. Right now, everything she's thinking about is herself. It's not in the best interest of the kids. Of course, police has reopened the case file and they are going to look into it again. But if the first time and the second time, her accusations held no water, probably even this time. I saw a video she posted. She captured the guy in a shirt that was tattered, and she kept saying that Igeme wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill me, so I tagged at his shirt. That's why it is in tatters. Meanwhile, he's not attacking her, but of course you could see a man that was so angry and just trying to hold himself. And she's not in the video.
Okay. Now, I haven't watched the video and I haven't listened to the audios, so it's probably something I should do after here just to get a full taste of the venom that these two seem to be swirling in. But, I've said this before, and I believe I said this on Friday too, that marriage just brings out the worst in people. Familiarity brings contempt. When you're placed in the same space with someone, you just naturally end up seeing all the negative sides in a person and forgetting the positive sides, and it gets to the point where you feel like they're your worst enemy.
Do you think it's only marriage or just basically living with people? Because even best friends can move in and then they start saying the other person doesn't like to clean, they don't want to cook.
Yeah,
and so it's basically staying with the same person under the same roof that breeds contempt.
Probably. And because usually that happens under the auspices of marriage or some similar arrangement, this kind of animosity is very likely to brew. And it's so ironic because obviously when it's still new and fresh, you literally can't keep your hands off of each other. You have to fight each other off and tell them, leave me alone. But ironic how it gets to where you don't even want to look at them.
But in my opinion, I'm of the view that if the relationship is not working out, like I told you the other day, just walk. Though in this case, it seems like someone who has an ulterior motive. They want to see this person ruined and probably take whatever this person owns if they are sent to jail.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that the police was able to establish this man's innocence. I have a belief, which is that if you falsely accuse someone of something and it is proven that you falsely accused them, that you should suffer the penalty that would have otherwise been given to the person who you falsely accused. So if, for example, you accused someone of rape and rape carries a 10-year penalty.
In the event that they are found innocent, you should serve the 10 years.
Not necessarily that, but if it can be proven that you fabricated it. Because I can see how someone might mistakenly imagine they were raped, although even that is a stretch.
Mistakenly imagine they were raped?
So, for example, she may have been having sex with a man, and the man, she may have at some point during the act lost interest in it and maybe asked him to get off. And maybe he was so caught up in the throes of passion that he was overwhelmed by his desires and maybe proceeded for a little bit longer before finishing. So those few more minutes that he continued after she had told him to stop, some people might say that qualifies as a rape.
I think what would qualify as a rape is if amidst the action she is no longer interested or tells him to stop and he continues doing it with a lot of energy. Maybe there is a fighting. She's now trying to disengage and he's forcing her to stay, and the energy being used is way different from the energy used
Does it have to be
by a lover, then that can amount to rape.
Does it have to be though? Because many feminists would argue that a simple no should suffice.
Why are we
is no.
Why are we bringing in feminists? First listen to what I'm saying without even thinking about them.
For women.
Well, you see, feminism is also another whole different thing because there are many people who say they are feminists, but they're just angry women. And then there are people who actually understand what feminism means. I like to call myself a feminist, but I also am not part of the hate all men, put all men down brigade.
Then you're not a feminist. Did you see what Cindy posted on Women's Day?
I understand where feminism comes from, how it started, and what it should be. Whoever is using it to hate men is actually not a feminist. They are just men haters that are hiding behind feminism.
Well, the ongoing backlash against feminism is quite exciting to witness, I must say. But that said,
Cindy has her own issues against
because Cindy
Shiba.
is it about Shiba?
It was about Shiba.
what does Shiba have to do with this?
So that whole, unless you're a lesbian, there is no reason why you should call yourself a feminist. Shiba is a non-feminist. And in the past, it was alleged that she was in a relationship with a girl, Keiko.
Was it alleged? I thought they were open about
Okay,
it.
so they were openly together. Probably she's bisexual because she also likes men. So Cindy, bringing in that, actually many Shiba-holics understood that she was attacking Shiba. And it goes beyond feminism. It is all about everything Shiba has achieved and Cindy hasn't. All the clouds.
So you're saying there's more to this than meets the eye?
Yeah, there was more to it than meets the eye.
All right. But I'd like to appeal to married couples. Look, you, in deciding to get married, undertook a very arduous and challenging task. I don't know if you realized this as you were getting into it, but right now you're in it. So, that being the case, you have to do everything possible to minimize the amount of animosity that you might have towards each other. And my advice is to always seek to resolve any disputes, to not act in ways that may engender insecurity in the other partner. I don't know if, maybe counseling can help you, marriage counseling. I think that ultimately spending less time around each other might be the best thing for you. That is my remedy for mitigating any animosity between couples is you spend less time, because the less time you spend around each other, the less irritated
the less time
get.
you spend with each other, the less of a marriage that you have.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And for those who are unmarried but plan to get married one day, don't marry someone you love. Marry someone you like a lot. There's a difference.
Okay.